Forget about the people in your past. They didn't make it to your future for a reason. People know your worth. They just hope you don't. Don't base your decisions on the advice of those who don't have to deal with the results. The things you chase are running away because they were never meant to stay. If you don't separate yourself from your distractions will separate you from your goals. Life gives you lots of chances to screw up, which means you have just as many chances to get it right. One day, you'll be the best thing that ever happened to someone. Until then, be the best for yourself. Appreciate what you have before life makes you appreciate what you had. If you don't design your own life plan, chances are you'll fall into someone else's plan, and what they have planned for you is not much. If you can find paths without any obstacles, it probably leads nowhere. You will never be 100% sure about a decision, but always make a decision because it's better to go back and fix it than to never make it at all. Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. Time is the only thing you can get more of, and yet you sell it dirt cheap. There are no missed opportunities. Everything you missed wasn't yours. Just because the past didn't turn out like you wanted it to, doesn't mean your future can't be better than you ever imagined. You can't change other people, and it's rude to try. The people who ask the most from you are the people who do the least for you. Stop feeling guilty for doing what is best for you. You'll ruin your life trying to make everyone happy. You may be the only person left who believes in you, but it's enough. People treating you poorly is a reflection on them, not you. Sometimes you need to burn bridges to stop yourself from crossing them again. At your lowest, you'll see the real faces of people and how dirty they can be. Do not become like those who hurt you. Become like those who help you heal. Be sure to spend time with your parents while you can, because one day when you look up from your busy life, they won't be there anymore. Problems are the price you pay for progress. If you find yourself constantly trying to prove your worth to someone else, you have already forgotten your value. Life just gets so much better when you stop taking things personally. Sometimes we break ourselves to leave behind the pieces that were never ours to carry. The people with the worst past can create the best future. Just because it's not happening when you expect it to, doesn't mean it will never happen. Don't worry about those who talk behind your back. They're behind you for a reason. The trouble is, if you don't risk anything, you risk more. You stop explaining yourself when you realize people only understand from their level of perception. Be humble enough to know that you can be replaced, but be wise enough to know that there's no one like you. The only wealth which you'll keep forever is the wealth you have given away. You're never too old to cut people out of your life. You can't make anyone love you, and you can't force yourself to love anyone else. If you set your goals ridiculously high and it's a failure, you will fail above everyone else's success. Forgive people in silence and never speak to them again. Losing someone is heartbreaking, but don't lose yourself by returning to what you were saved from. Better to admit you walked through the wrong door than spend your life in the wrong room. One of the fastest ways to improve your life is to simply do what you said you were going to do. You cannot be lonely if you like the person you're alone with. Don't be afraid to start over again. This time you are not starting from scratch. You are starting from experience. You always win when you move with pure intentions. Never trust anybody. Trust is earned, not given from the start. Being honest may not get you a lot of friends, but it'll always get you the right ones. Someone else's progress doesn't make yours any less. Time heals nothing unless you work on yourself. At some point, you will realize no one else has a say in your life unless you let them. Maybe your plan has fallen apart so that your plan doesn't fall apart on you. Don't hang on to your mistakes just because you spent a lot of time making them. The moment you stop seeking validation from others is the moment you find true confidence. Never let a bad day make you feel like you have a bad life. Whenever you find yourself doubting how far you can go, just remember how far you have come. Remember everything you have faced, all the battles you have won, and all the fears you have overcome. The hardest person to forgive is yourself, but it's the most necessary forgiveness of all. Your self-love must always be stronger than your desire to be loved by others. The greatest skill one can develop is decreasing the time between idea and execution. We repeat what we don't repair. No matter how many people you surround yourself with, you will always be alone. It's up to you to pick yourself up and carry on. If you want to make the wrong decision, ask everyone. Everybody is trying to find the right person, but nobody is trying to be the right person. You don't always get what you deserve, but you always get what you allow. Stop asking why they kept doing it and start asking why you keep allowing it. Don't get emotionally attached to anyone. People change. Even your best friends can turn into strangers one day. Learn to see people for what they are, not what you want them to be. Life will test you just before it blesses you. The price of not following your heart is that you will spend the rest of your life regretting not following it. Your peace is more important than proving a point to someone who won't listen. Stop being so available to people who are only there for you when it's convenient for them. The people you think you need are usually the ones holding you back. Accept people as they are, but place them where they belong. If it makes you happy, it's not a waste of time. Stop carrying old feelings into new experiences. If people treat you like an option, leave them like a choice. Pain teaches you lessons that comfort can never deliver. Your value is not determined by someone else's inability to see your worth. Freedom doesn't come from having options. It comes from letting go of attachments. Sometimes you have to let silence talk, even when you have a lot to say. The wrong people always teach you the right life lessons. You are free to choose, but you are not free from the consequences of your choice. It's okay to be sad after making the right decision. The journey shapes us more than the destination ever could. The answer is always no until you ask. There are two ways to do things, right and again. Stop expecting others to give you more respect than the respect you give yourself. No matter how slow your progress is, you'll still be ahead of those who aren't trying. Just because the boat rocks doesn't mean it's time to jump overboard. You'll have bad times, but it'll always wake you up to the good stuff you weren't paying attention to. If you put your mind to it, you can accomplish anything. You don't like everybody, so don't worry about everybody liking you. Sometimes you can make all the right choices and then have to sit there and watch them all crumble around you. You just have to pick up the pieces and keep moving. Live in reality as it is, not as you wish it was. No matter how good a person you are, you will always be bad in someone's story. Chasing a person doesn't give you value or build value in you. You earn your value by chasing morality and practicing dignity. Don't do anything you feel you'd have to lie about later. Whatever is causing you worry or pain right now won't cause you worry or pain forever. Things change with time, and it will pass. If you need more than one hand to count your best friends, you're not a great best friend. Most people don't recognize opportunity because it comes dressed in overalls and looks like work. The single most powerful element of youth is that you don't have the life experiences to know what can't be done. The past is a place of reference, not a place of residence. The past is a place of learning, not a place of living. Lessons in life will be repeated until they are learned. In this life, you don't have to prove anything to anyone but yourself. Strive to make small changes and learn something new daily, because there are always these experiences you have had to tap into for the future. Not everybody who speaks in a pleasant way to you is your friend. Our lives are defined by opportunities, even the ones we miss. If someone is trying to bring you down, it only means you are above them. Sometimes the right path is not the easiest one. If you only blame your problems on someone else, don't expect your life to get better. Life is an experiment in which you may fail or succeed. Explore more. Expect least. Each defeat, each heartbreak, each loss contains its own seed, its own lesson on how to improve your future. Don't prepare the road for your kids. Prepare your kids for the road. Don't be scared because you don't have all the answers right away. You will learn through your experiences and find your own way to happiness. You need to have faith in yourself. Be brave and take risks. You don't have to have it all figured out to move forward. Accept responsibility for your life. Know that it is you who will get you where you want to go, no one else. Don't sell your house to sleep one night at the hotel. Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it. You can only lose what you cling to. If you want to find happiness, find gratitude. One day you'll laugh at how much you let this matter. Never hurt others to heal yourself. Never hurt yourself to heal others. Don't just love yourself. Have respect for yourself. If you don't, other people will have no problems walking all over you. The highest reward for one's toil is not what one gets for it, but what one becomes by it. Recognizing that you are not where you want to be is a starting point to begin changing your life. Stand up to your obstacles and do something about them. You will find that they haven't half the strength you think they have. You can waste your lives drawing lines, or you can live your life crossing them. What we fear doing most is usually what we most need to do. More important than the ability to pick the right one is the strength to walk away from the wrong one. Shallow men believe in luck. Strong men believe in cause and effect. If it makes you happy, it doesn't have to make sense to others. Our suffering is caused by holding on to how things might have been, should have been, could have been. Your wound is not your fault, but your healing is your responsibility. The journey to your success will always begin with the small step of taking a chance. Sacrifice today for tomorrow's betterment. You are willing to pay those payments with pain because pain is just a message when you are fixing something that's insufficient in your life. We feel guilty when we no longer want to associate with old friends who have not changed, but this is the price and marker of growth. The real man smiles in trouble, gathers strength from distress, and grows brave by reflection. If someone's words do not match their actions, get away from them. Your life becomes so peaceful when your anger for the people who hurt you turns into sympathy for them. You will meet people who you just can't get along with no matter how correct you come. You can say and do all the right things, but will bump heads regardless. Change is scary because known challenges and pain are easier to accept than unknown ones. Don't be afraid to do things by yourself. Waiting for other people will cause you to miss out on some wonderful things in life. Your life becomes meaningful in precise proportion to the depths of the responsibility you are willing to shoulder. Life gets better when health becomes your first priority. It's never too late to turn your life in a completely new direction, and there is huge importance in just one day. Enjoy every bit of your life to the fullest. Your compromises and sacrifices will be rewarded.